again and welcome to episode 3 of Marketing Munchies, the podcast that will satisfy your appetite for marketing knowledge in less than 30 minutes. I'm LJ, and as always, I'm joined here today with Matt. Hello, Matt. Welcome back.
LJ, good to be back.
That's good. So another day, another episode.
Yep.
Today, we're going to talk about, well, it's funny because it's a great start. Because that's how we met.
Yeah.
So we're talking about networking and network marketing, I would say.
Yeah.
So we met through a networking marketing group, basically.
So we obviously, I think I was already in the group, and LJ, you joined the networking chapter that I'm a part of. So I thought it would be good for us to sit down and talk about the pluses of network marketing, the negatives perhaps of network marketing, just have an honest conversation about how it can work, why it works for a lot of people, and perhaps why some people feel the churn of network marketing if it's their only source of leads. So so I mean, personally, I'm still in the chapter. LJ sadly departed us.
I'm sorry.
She's left me in there by myself. But I still get a lot of benefits out of the network marketing that I do. But I think today I really want to talk about the importance of not, and this is true of any type of marketing, really, not being overly reliant on one type of marketing.
Correct.
For your leads, right?
Yeah.
So for me, the benefits of network marketing have really been that ability to meet like-minded people like yourself.
Yeah.
And you do build really strong relationships that serve you well, whether you're both in the room all the time or whether you go different ways or whatever. Obviously, like I mentioned, LJ left us, but we're still working together. And that's been really cool. So, it's definitely a lot to be said for network marketing. And, there's a great sort of sense of having to get up every week and actually talk about your business and talk to people about your business. It's actually a really good way of getting super succinct about what you do, the people you help, the services you provide, and why they're good for the people who need them. So from that point of view, I've always had a sort of positive experience with it. Do you want to maybe share the things you liked about it?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's exactly what you said. It is a great form of marketing because the main difference is that you are representing your business and you're creating those lifelong relationships with some people. Like, it's obviously not going to be everyone in the room, but there are some people that you click with, and it's exactly what's happened with us, where, you've become a partner, like a trusted partner for us, and it wasn't just about that warm referral that you will get, because when we go together to meet a client, it's always better when you have two people in sharing their expertise. So I wouldn't have had that if it wasn't for network marketing. The other thing I think that was really vital for me, it's exactly what you said, having to stand up every single week and talk about your business in an elevator pitch module where you literally just have to say what you do, put your sales pitch in less than a minute, which has helped me as well dumb down what we do, because and I guess I could see it in the room where a lot of people will be like, I don't even know what she's talking about. Like, what is SEO? And it helped me relate more to our clients and our potential target audience, because it just that weekly connections with those people, standing up, building that confidence. Like, wherever you put me now, I can talk about my business in literally less than a minute. And I couldn't have done it without the network marketing. In addition to that, I would say the connections that I've built outside of my industry, because, all my relationships were probably all, within the industry. So they're all competitors. But with network marketing, I know people in the trades, conveyancing space, even spaces that I wouldn't even think of. And I suddenly know, like wills and estate. Now, if somebody asks me like, hey, do you know a good lawyer? I'll be like, yeah, I do. And I genuinely do know that person. And I know whether they're really good at what they do or bad. So it's a really hot referral. So that's where I see. However, sometimes it can get I guess for me, the reason why I left was getting a little bit overwhelming, and particularly when we're a small business, it was just hard to keep up with the, daily KPIs of that networking group and weekly KPIs versus working for my own business. So I had to make that really hard decision, and it's not like a no for forever. I think I will go back into it because I genuinely enjoyed it and enjoyed those relationships that I created. But yeah, and I guess the other drawback is it made me lazy. So I was so dependent on that source of leads. So it's funny enough, we're in digital marketing. We weren't paying much attention to our digital marketing, which was a drawback for us. And in some months, I was getting 5, 6, 7 leads, and some other months I would get 0. Because that's the fact of network marketing. But what do you think?
Like from my experiences, there is a much bigger time commitment. It's not about going to one meeting every week. There are commitments that you have to meet other members outside of the meeting to get to know them a bit better, which is, fine. That's how you get to know them beyond the 45 seconds that they talk to you every Wednesday, and get a feeling for the sort of work that they want and how you can sort of maybe help each other with referrals. So there's that time, there's things like you have to log in your stats, and they're all sort of double-edged swords. They're good because they keep people accountable, but they obviously also mean that it becomes a big sort of time drain, I guess, for a lot of people. And I guess if there's a common reason why people sort of leave a networking marketing sort of scenario, it's because of the time it's taking them away from either running their business, or they're still at a point within their business where they're having to do a lot of the work, or they want to be more involved in the day-to-day running of their business. But I think the main drawback that I see in a lot of network marketing is that people are solely reliant on that for their business, because they're investing so much time, they're investing probably money, because there is, a financial aspect of joining these groups and remaining a member of these groups.
Correct. And the events that come along as well.
That's right. There's always a dinner to go to or something. So, they're great social things, but they're also, people have to be mindful of the fact that I think because people are making that commitment and they are investing that time and money into it, they expect, they almost make it their only source of marketing and referrals and leads, and forget about all the other things they could be doing to promote their business, particularly in a digital marketing sense. And that was one thing I sort of felt like, and I still feel like that sometimes when you talk to the people in our chapter, in other chapters, etc., that they don't take the digital marketing side super seriously, because they've got their networking chapter that's going to keep delivering it's the golden goose that's going to keep delivering leads. And it will, as potentially, as long as you're in there and as long as you're working really hard on it.
Exactly.
But the second you take your foot off the pedal, the second you start missing meetings, the second that can really decline really quickly, and it then affects the way that they view their relationship with network marketing to a certain extent. So I guess the key message I'm trying to get across here is that network marketing is a super, super great tool, particularly for people who are starting out. Like I joined before I'd even quit my full-time job to start my business. And it gave me a really good leg up on starting the business, not just even from a leads point of view, but by connecting me with other professionals who could help me set up the business, commercial lawyers to help me set up my contractor, my agreements, accountants who could help me set up the company, all this sort of stuff. That was the other, I guess, benefit of being in a networking group. But I've always been in there with the idea that this should not be the only place that I get 100%. Leads from. I want to be getting leads through my website. I want to be getting leads through the other word of mouth stuff that we do in terms of collecting reviews from our clients, in terms of being put in front of, other people through different referral opportunities. But, I think it's interesting. It's interesting that people who are involved in network marketing often seem so reluctant to look at something like digital marketing as another weapon in their arsenal when it comes to getting new clients, because people who do network marketing are actually so well placed to do really good things in digital marketing, because
100%.
They understand their business and their potential prospects like no other business owner really does because of what we've spoken about. They have to get up and talk about their business every week. They're getting live feedback on their pitches and what's resonating with their target audience, what's not resonating with their target audience. So they've got all this data, for lack of a better word, that they could be using in their digital marketing to actually be much more pointed with the messaging that they're putting out there.
Exactly.
And you know, how they use that information they're collecting every week and use that in their digital marketing. You know, what do you think of that?
100%. And it's just the strength that you build up, because remember, like, you're standing up in front of a room full of 50, 60 people. Sometimes it was, I think the highest number I saw was around 70 people.
Yeah.
And you build up that courage to kind of stand up, stand tall, speak, you know, with a very loud voice and talk about your business. And imagine how awesome that would be if it was transferred into a video that is on your website that people can see and relate. And it's not just 45 seconds, and it's not just that one day that you know, if you didn't have the right people in the room, you've missed out on. It's always on your website. And as you said, you develop those amazing skills and networking skills and communication skills that you need to put them out there. And I think that's one of the things that I keep talking to, you know, our mutual clients who are still doing network marketing, where I'm like, you are awesome. When you go up and you talk about your business in less than a minute, I just can't comprehend, why do you not put it as a video on your website, or why do you not have that on your social media platforms? Why do you not talk about those amazing latest of whatever is happening in your industry on your website? Have them as a blog post, because that's when people are searching. So you're not limiting yourself within the walls of this room and whoever made it to that 6:30 a.m. meeting in the morning. You are actually having this opportunity and potential to reach out to more people, and guess what? You have the skills, and they're awesome skills, and you just develop them week on week. And with the mentorship that you get within the networking marketing from members that have been there for years, it's just amazing. And just utilize them and get that other source of income, because you have the tools. They're in your pocket. All you have to do is just invest a little bit, get it online, add that extra bit of work, so you have the competitive edge. And that's why sometimes when people don't see it that way, or, you know, I get some pushbacks from people saying, oh no, we don't use our website for lead gen. And I'm like, so what, is it just a beautiful online brochure?
I mean, that's how, but that is how a lot of people in that network marketing space do view their website. So they're going to see me speak, then they're going to come and find me, sort of thing. Instead of just having something that anyone anywhere could find when they need you or your service, right? So, and it's, like you say, you people who commit to these network marketing as business owners, or even like business development managers within other organizations, they're getting such good live feedback. You know, sometimes that can be, well, that 45 seconds bombed. So, you know, I was standing in front of a room of 60 people and everyone's eyes had glazed over before I got halfway through. Okay, so this isn't a great message for me to take to market. Because in a room of 60 people, maybe one person was listening, right? But then next week you'll get up. You might be pitching for the same sort of work, but you've changed the way that you talk about it, and all of a sudden you notice that 40 out of the 60 people, or after the meeting, you know, you've had 3 people come up to you and say, oh, I wouldn't mind learning a bit more about that, or I've got a client who needs that, right? Then that's really good feedback. You think, okay, well, how can I now implement that message through my website, through my social media? You know, how can we implement this in our digital marketing across the board, to get that message in front of not just the 60 people who happen to be in the same space as you for 45 seconds that you were giving that presentation, but constantly out there and available to the people who are actually searching for that exact solution, 100%. And looking for someone who can inspire confidence in them that you're the right person to solve this problem. So it's this funny thing where there's a bit of pushback on digital marketing from people who do a lot of network marketing, but they're actually in the best position to really excel at digital marketing.
100%.
The ones that do it really well together, they build a personal brand because they're out there speaking to people all the time. They're building their broader, I guess, marketing or brand for their business, or if they're an individual for themselves as well online. I think, if you're listening to this as a small business owner and you're doing that network marketing thing, I think it's super important to look at that, how that's performing, but then look at what are the other things I could be doing. How could I leverage what I'm doing in network marketing to kick some big goals, in a broader digital sense?
100%. And the other thing as well that you get is because you know those people too much, maybe, and they know you too well, and they know that you're a decent human being and providing decent service to your customers, they are willing to write a review for you. So you can use that great testimonials that people would say it verbally, but you have that, extra kind of mateship where you can go to them and say, hey, can you please write me a review? And you can be like really adamant that they do. So as you said, there are lots of opportunities for them. And then just think of the fact when you're away on holidays for 6 weeks and you can't make it to that room, but your website is there talking on your behalf, doing the exact same things that you're doing in that room. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
You don't even have to think about it. Even if you're sick, even if you're tired, or you know what, I don't feel like going today.
Yeah.
It's always there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. And yeah, as I said, like it was one of the things that made me the person I am today, and had me understand my business and look at it from a different perspective. And yeah, connected us together. But I guess for me as well, as you said, as a digital marketer, people didn't kind of saw it as an opportunity. So that was the drawback for me.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, let's do some, more channels, and it's been going well as well because it actually works.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so if we were to wrap this up, I guess, what are some of the things that maybe, the business owners who are listening to this and do a lot of network marketing, what are some of the simple things that they could maybe take from what they're doing as a network marketer to implement into their digital marketing?
I think keep doing what you're doing if it's working for you. This is not an invitation to leave your network marketing. No. It's great. You get really, warm referrals and warm leads. So keep doing it, but make sure that you're not just putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Always anticipate the future. What's going to happen to your business? What if you want to sell that business? Is it just reliant on you? You got so busy, like what I did, and I have had no one else to go instead of me. So make sure that you have a plan B and a plan C. And as we spoke about it during this episode, if you have the skills, you are building those skills through this network marketing. So use them, and don't just look at it from one point of view. Just expand it, and have your omnipresence, because that's what it takes these days to become successful and grow your business. What about you? Any takeaways?
I think like I've sort of harped on about, if you're in your network marketing group and you're seeing that there's a particular message that's resonating really well in person, go and talk to your SEO provider, go and talk to whoever's involved in your digital marketing, or go and engage someone if you're not using anyone, and tell them about, this pitch killed at the last meeting. I had 30 people walk up to me and want to know more. How can we now use this online? Create a social post about it. If you're having to stand up, get someone to film it. That way you've got some content that you can use in your social media channels. I think the main thing for me would be, if you're engaged in network marketing, whether you're also engaging someone for professional digital marketing, or whether it's something you're trying to do yourself, make sure you're leveraging what you're doing in that room, so that the good stuff makes it outside of that room, and it's just available for everyone else.
100%. I think we're running out of time for this episode. So thank you, Matt. And thank you everyone for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for our next episode coming out very soon. See ya.